Hello, my name is Bridget Mock and welcome to my mock IEP meeting. First, I would like to introduce myself again. My name is Bridget Mock, and with us for this meeting, we have Jake's general education teacher, our administrator here at the school, and his parent. If we would all introduce ourselves, that would be great. First of all, I would love to let you know that your student is awesome. He is such a pleasure to have in our school and to work with. So I want to tell you why we're here for this meeting. This is a IEP review because Jake's current IEP, he will be aging out of his prior eligibility category. So he was receiving services for reading, writing, math, and some push-in services for behavior. But so we had to reassessed him, and his new special education category is specific learning disability, and he will receive services for reading, writing, and math. We've had a little bit of assessments done with Jake, and so we do Dibbles here at the school, which is a reading program, and he can read 5 words per minute. His STAR assessment says that he has 87, which is in the first percentile, and his math assessment showed that his score was 376. So if we go over the present level of academic achievement and functional performance, just want to tell you a little bit about what Jake is showing us here at school. For math, he's showing us that he can count and write numbers past 100 and complete some addition problems using his fingers, so within 10. We're kind of working on him trusting himself with his number sense and working on sums above 10. So that's really our goal here. For reading, Jake is learning. He knows his sounds and his names of his letters. He knows successfully 5 sight words. He's working on being consistent and constant in the sight words. He does know, and he's putting sounds together to create words. He's reading at a kindergarten level. He's working on his CVC and CVCV words. We did a little bit of assessments, and he read rain as ran, made as mad, said as sad. So he's just the 2 vowels. He's just needs to work a little bit on some phonics skills right there. So Jake does know 36 out of 40 pre-primer words and 32 out of 52 primer words, but they're not consistently the same words. So we need to work on our consistency. For comprehension, Jake can give single answers in kindergarten passages that were read to him. And some sentences need to be reread for him to state the answers. If there is a picture or a label, that he does better on that. For his writing ability, he is able to copy words and dictate sentences, just like telling us what he wants to write. He can stay on topic, and his handwriting is legible. He can take his words and put them in a sentence with support. Jake is working on spacing and letter sizes, and he's working on writing complete sentences for answers and working on copying from a screen and copying more than one sentence. Physically, he has no needs at this time for gross motor, fine motor, vision, or hearing. His language communication, he has no needs at this time. Social and emotional and behavior, he has no behaviors that are impacting his learning or others at this time. Priorly, he had a goal, but he is doing great on that. And so we have no need for any goals at this time for social or emotional behavior. For adaptive, Jake has not needed any adaptive services at this time. So I already told you about his reading, his Dibble scores, which was 5 words per minute. His STARS was in the first percentile, and his math was 376. So I want to know if we've talked a little bit, and you've shared with me some of your strengths that you have seen about your son, Jake. He enjoys being around others and makes great relationships with people. He loves to converse about different subjects and is very caring. If you have any concerns that you would like me to record or to talk about, please let me know and we can fill that in. Um, for his general education classroom, we had the teacher just share with us just about his how he acts in the classroom, and I'll just read that for you real fast. So Jake enters the classroom and eats breakfast and sits. He's not disruptive, just unproductive. We are working on getting his materials ready for the day and beginning any work he has at his desk. He tends to wait for someone to find the passages that he needs at reading times and math. He's beginning to have friends in the same in the classroom. Enjoys being our classroom whistler at the end of recess. So he's just working on getting those third grade skills and ready. For additional documents and considerations for special factors, we have none at this time. Some assessments, in third grade, we start our state assessments. So he will have some accommodations for the Smarter Balance assessment for ELA. We're going to break materials into manageable parts, give clear directions with visuals, examples, directions, separate seating, use of visuals and testing accommodations such as text to speech. For the Smarter Balance math, we have break materials into manageable parts and give clear directions with visuals, examples, directions, separate seating, use of visuals, hundreds of number chart. For district assessments, we all have no accommodations at this time. We really want to know what he could do in the classroom assessment, in classroom environment for these assessments, just to give us some information. He has no current state standard tests because third grade will be the start of them, and we will figure out when we get to that. I'm not sure with COVID when we will be doing some state standard testing. For his least restrictive environment, Jake will receive pull-out services and academic services for math, reading, and writing, and will be in the general education classroom setting 80 to 100% of his day. We do believe that this is the correct setting for him. He is able to participate in class, but he just needs some assistance for his reading and writing and math academic areas, so for him to be more successful in his general education setting. So we have some goals for him. So for his reading, we're wanting Jake to read some passages and questions with he can read passages and questions with full support right now. So we're really wanting him to be able to read to not need support in these areas. And at baseline, he can answer comprehension questions in kindergarten passages that are read out loud with some support. So his comprehension question is, when given a kindergarten passage and questions, Jake will read passages and questions with full support, then answering questions on own, providing comprehension from answering 3 questions with full support to answering 3 questions without full support, as measured by teacher collected data. So he has another goal for reading. It's just sight words. So right now he can read 69 out of 92 pre-primer to primer words correct. So our goal for him will be able to read 92 out of 92 words on pre-primer and primer list. And we're wanting him to do that pretty regularly. And so we're going to do weekly assignments to collect that data. His writing goal, Jake can write simple sentences with support for his baseline, but he needs reminders, examples, and guidance. Jake wrote 0 out of 8 simple sentences. 8 simple sentences. So we had a little assessment. He wrote 0 complete sentences. So we just want to bump it up to have him be able to write sentences, 2 simple sentences independently, with no support. For his math goals, he has 2 of them. He has math symbols. So his baseline for this is Jake can solve 2 out of 10 addition problems with a sum above 10. So our goal is, when given a story problem that is read aloud, Jake will identify words and dictate the actions needed for adding and subtracting, improving basic math skills from knowledge and actions needed 20% to knowing the action needed 90%. So we're really just trying to increase his skills there. He has a borrowing and regrouping math goal for his baseline skills now. Jake can regroup and borrow 2-digit numbers with 30% accuracy. So we're really, and his goal will be, when given math worksheet of borrowing and grouping, Jake will complete a worksheet improving math skills from borrowing and regrouping double-digit numbers with 38% accuracy to borrowing and regrouping double-digit numbers with 80% accuracy as measured by teacher-collected data. So really, we're increasing his time and increasing his amount of work that he can do. So his accommodations, what we've talked about, but I'll go over them again. He can break materials in manageable parts, give clear directions, visuals, separate seating, use of visuals, hundreds number charts, check work frequently for understanding, manipulative materials, reading, highlight strip, and for his only testing accommodations will be a text to speech. So all these will be in all locations. However, on both assessments or assignments, classwork, but only a testing accommodation, text to speech, will be for testing only. We're going to let you know about your child's progress for trimester, and we're going to send some progress monitoring data and notes home to you. For the extended school year, your student is not eligible because Jake does not need, he has not regressed in any of his skills, and he is making progress towards his goal. For the service that he will be provided, he will receive services in reading, writing, and math. His reading, he'll receive 20 minutes one time of day. His writing, 10 minutes one time of day. His math, 30 minutes one time a day. And they will all be provided by a paraeducator. At this time, I really want to just ask you if you have any questions or concerns or how we can help you. And I want to let you also know that we have really enjoyed your student, and he is doing such a wonderful job here at the school. And I want to thank you for all of what you've done. So now I would like to tell you, as Bridget Mock, the student, that how I would actively listen to the parents and families and the stockholders of this meeting. I feel that an IEP meeting needs to be fluid. You need to have open communication, and you need to be positive. It's not a thing that I would like to do if it was negative all the time. We need a positive environment, and I think a positive environment is the way that we're going to help our students the most. I would actively listen and address the needs of the families. I feel like families of our students are the biggest help our students could have. They're our students' voice, and they're our students' first teachers. And we need to remember that as special education teachers, as professionals, that we're here to help the student. We're here to work together to formulate a team, and we can't be a team by ourselves. It takes all the different pieces of our teams, of our administrators, of our directors, of our service providers, of our general education teacher, special education teacher, parents, family advocates, outside services. All of us need to work together to make sure our student is receiving the services that they need to receive the assistance and help that they need to be more successful, so that they have a easier time as they're growing up or as they're in adulthood. If we can teach them the skills that they need now to help them progress in the education system so that they no longer even need special ed services, that would be the dream. That we could help our students and that they could be independent and give them the independence that they want and that they need. So my goal as a teacher would be to be open and to be welcoming to everyone's sharing their ideas. Thank you so much for watching my mock IEP, and thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Bye.